Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Friday, November 12th, or if you're in Australia, you could be listening to this on Saturday the 13th. Today the moon shifted early this morning, 2:55 a.m. on the east coast of the U.S. from Aquarius to Pisces. Yay, moon in Pisces! And actually, the moon makes a supportive sextile to Venus, which is now in Capricorn, and the sun makes a trine to Neptune today. That's part of the synodic cycle between the sun and Neptune. That began back when they were both, I believe it was at 20 degrees of Pisces. They're not very far off. Neptune's not, is at, I think, 21 degrees. I think it might actually, the initial conjunction occurred at 21 degrees of Pisces. And because Neptune moves so slowly, it's still at 21 degrees of Pisces. It's moved around, but it's gone back to sort of that point. So, which often happens with the trines. This is a waning trine, a trine of understanding. It has the energy of Sagittarius. And the Sun-Neptune trine is a lovely trine, actually. It does make you feel there's a softness to it. And while oftentimes connections to Neptunes can be challenging and confusing, this one, of course, is less so. We have access to that very, very special Neptunian energy that can bring out our best attributes, including that of compassion, which I think I talked about yesterday, or maybe I talked about in one of my readings. So the moon and Venus are communicating well together. The sun and Neptune are communicating well together. But we do have an issue with Mars and Chiron. We have an inconjunct between Mars and Chiron. Remember yesterday we had that inconjunct between Mercury and Chiron. And so trying to talk would bring up that woundedness. Now, the significance of Mars, we still have the need to make adjustments. There's still irritation, but because Mars disposits Chiron, because Chiron is in Aries right now, and the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. This really does bring up our insecurities, and we may feel like we are not worthy of leading, or somebody may come up and say you're not the right person, or there can be some sort of attack perhaps on our sense of value, or our sense of abilities, but this is again, as with Mercury, it's important that we not take these things too personally, even though there's nothing more personal than Aries. So what I really want to say is this isn't a time to necessarily make a decision and move forward on it until things are a little more in flow. There are still adjustments to be made in the way that you move forward in a situation. Moving forward now in the situation can may force people, or you may find yourself being more passive aggressive, or more angry. Mars doesn't, and of course Mars at this point is in Scorpio, so it's powerfully placed, and you might find yourself getting stung, or you stinging somebody out of frustration, or just sometimes when you feel weak, you will strike out just to get people out of your face, right? So that could happen. So that's kind of that's the caveat. That's sort of like the stickety wicket or the fly in the ointment today. But otherwise, it's a pretty nice soft day with all the Pisces and Neptunian energies. And of course, with Venus in Capricorn, we don't get too far afield. We don't get too up in the air. With Venus in Capricorn, we know that we have to keep our feet on the ground if we hope to accomplish anything. So, but here today, I came out a little early. It's very, very gray, and we're waiting for a storm to come through. I think you guys in Chicago might be getting snow or something. I saw that on the Weather Channel, but you can see just how gray. This is typical November here, actually. Everything is just gray, but it's supposed to rain with some gusty winds. Of course, don't have to worry about that tree anymore, and hopefully nothing else will come down, although it's not supposed to be anywhere near as powerful. I think the winds today are supposed to gust to 50. When the tree came down, the winds were gusting to, I believe, 80. So all right, guys, I'm gonna get in the house before it starts to rain. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I hope my they don't lose their tents. That would be terrible. She does art in the tents there. She teaches people how to do different art projects. She's very, very sweet and she's very talented. A lot of that was sort of like folk art stuff. Yeah, but she's got a nice little business over there. It's called Diane's Art Form, if anybody is in the area and wants to look it up. All right, guys, have yourself a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Namaste.